Hello, familia! Welcome. My name is MagdalineJanet. If you're new, welcome to the fam. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because we're always here having a good time. And come visit me on TikTok and Instagram because I'm there daily. And of course, welcome back to my oldies but goodies. Familia, like I promised. Hold on, let me back up a little bit. I feel like we're way too close. I will be doing or trying to do a full face of one brand once a month. I think I'm ahead of the game because this is my second one in June. I did NYX earlier this month. I was thinking e.l.f. has so much new makeup. Literally new makeup, new sunscreen, new everything. I just added the new sunscreen on my face. Let me add a little bit more on my cheek. You guys know I need coverage here. I need that sunscreen right here on my cheeks because I have this discoloration going on. I just reviewed the new invisible sunscreen. It's a matte sunscreen. I really like it. It worked out very well. And then what I like about e.l.f. the most is that their prices are kind of the lowest at the drugstore right now. Wet n Wild is also pretty low. e.l.f. really stays on top of trends, on top of makeup that works, and duping high end. I know a lot of people don't like that because they're like literally the super dupers of high end. Honestly, makeup's so expensive. I appreciate it because it is good quality too. It works very well. And I know that because I test it out. I wear test everything all the time, you know? Just let this primer dry down. Okay, fam, I'm dried down. I really like this primer. I think it works out very well. I've done a full review and I compared it to the old one. So if you want to check those out, those videos are up. And let's move on. This is one of my favorite primers because it is such a sticky primer. This one too, but as you can tell, I have a favorite. I love this niacinamide. I feel like this one just blurs a little bit more, like a smidge, but now that I'm pretty much done with that, I will move on to the original grip. Look at this. This grip, because I have oily skin, a gripping primer like this that really grips helps your foundation essentially stick down onto your skin, which is why I always use this primer and either a mattifying primer or a pore filling primer. Primers typically just work on one thing, not really two. I mean, maybe, for example, this grips, so it's gonna stick down your foundation, but then what happens to my pores? What happens to the oiliness? I need to fix that with a primer like this. You always wanna let your primers dry down because you see it's kind of wet. So BRB. I went to Rite Aid right now because I was missing this and you know I had to get something else. I saw this sponge. I'm like, oh, it looks kind of cool. Let's use it. That's another thing I love about e.l.f. Their prices are always consistent. They're the one consistent price makeup at the drugstore, you know? So let me go wet this up. We're gonna use Halo Glow. This you can use as a either foundation or like a skin tint. I like to use it underneath as more of a highlighter. You see it gives a bit of a color, a good little low color. You guys know I have oily skin. Sometimes from here there, I like a little glow. And this, as we know, is a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I just like to give it a quick little blend out. You can wear this all over your face. For me, it's too glowy, you know? So back to e.l.f. just duping things. I honestly don't mind it. I'm sure like the big brands do. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they would because not only do they do kind of well. I'm kind of like, I'll use the drugstore dupe real quick. Like I really like this version. And then this liquid glow, I'm gonna use a little bit just to bronze up. If I can find all my e.l.f. brushes, I will use my e.l.f. brushes. What do you guys think about e.l.f. duping everything? I kind of likes it. I fucks with it. You know, oh, look, you see? You see? Oh, blends like a dream. A foundation combo I absolutely love is this one. I really like this Flawless one and then their CC. The only thing about their Camel CC cream, it kind of runs a little bit warm, which is why I always mix. So I'm gonna do a little bit of that and then a little bit of this, a little bit of the color corrector in blue so we can cool down the color slightly. So we're going to mix this up. You guys know how I feel about mixing foundations. It will literally give you the best coverage. And then we're gonna tap here. Ooh, you see that? You see that? Gonna just tap on top of that cream sort of underpainting we're doing. I like to tap. Usually with my fingers, I had to mix it, so I was already mixing it with the brush. So you guys, my second vlog is going up later this month, maybe in like 2 days. What day is it today? Today's Tuesday. This video will go up tomorrow. Probably the vlog will be up Friday. I'm so excited for you guys to see. Thank you guys so much for the love you guys showed me in my first vlog. I was like so nervous. I wasn't sure, you know? Oh my gosh, I'm doing my base without doing my eyes. Ooh, whatever. We'll just do that later. I can't believe I straight up forgot the eyeshadows. I always do my eyes first. Okay, I got so caught up with talking about e.l.f. Okay, now I'm gonna get my sponge and then just tap in. If you ever feel like your foundation looks a little heavy, just run it through with your sponge like this. Just do tapping motions and it'll just lighten up, become more of a natural finish if that's what you want. Talking about the eyes, let's let the foundation kind of rest a little. Let's go in with the concealer. I'm using the shade medium beige. I've had such a hard time trying to figure out what my shade is, but I think this is it. I'm also gonna clean up my brows because I didn't do it today. So I'm gonna use the concealer. Do a little cleanup motion. I did my brows already off camera. I really like that e.l.f. has this brow gel. I don't have it anymore. I didn't use it today, but it's a really good one. It's a tinted brow gel. It literally sticks your brow hairs down like all the way. And I'm just gonna blend this out. This is the matte concealer. It's more of a full coverage. You guys know we love full coverage here. I'm also gonna use it as my primer. Oh my gosh, this thing is drying and it oxidizes fast too. I like to just soften it up with my finger like this. I have 2 of these quads. I was liking the mattes here and the shimmers here. So let's try both of them. This is the truffle and then creams and sugar. So let's start off with the truffles. This shade right here, and then tap it on top of that wet base. I have no idea what we're gonna do. These quads are literally my favorite. Only 4 shades. You don't have to do too much. Super easy, and it's not like this big palette where you're like, dang, what do I do? It's too much. It's overwhelming. These are super small, quick, and to the point. And pigmented too. Yup. We're gonna get the smaller brush and use the dark brown. We do a little smoke out action here. I kind of want it. I always feel like this eye, the left eye, and I'm also left-handed, always comes out better. Do you guys have like a better eye? I'm gonna just bring it up. I don't want it too neat because I don't know what I want. I'm out here freestyling. That's why I didn't do my concealer because I'm gonna have to do a little bit of cleanup. I want to bring it like up here. You know I'm a sucker for anything chocolate. You guys in my vlog, you'll learn I love sweets. I'm a sweets gal. I will say I do have self-control, but it's hard. The way I self-control myself is by not buying sweets because girl, if they were all up in my house, it's over. It's over. It's kind of, I don't know what I'm thinking here. Let's see. Like I've told you before, I don't like super cut creases. I just like a little cleanup moment here. I'm gonna bring this up here. This way it opens up our eyes a little. I feel like I was closing them in with all this. You see, with concealer, you can get a fluffy brush and kind of just spread it out. It doesn't have to be perfect. Go back in with your dark shade, you know. I want to bring the darker shade here. I'm gonna grab this gold shade. I'm gonna press it in here. Kind of fill it in here because I feel like it got a little messy. So then turning this brush around, I'm gonna get a lighter shade. This is the Creams and Sugar palette. This is one of my favorite little mini palettes. Oh, look at this. I want to bring it up high, really open up the eyeballs, and then blend in the other shade. See, now it looks better. Let's get the dark shade and just work this back in a little bit. If anything's ever messy, because it's a blended look, you just kind of blend it. It doesn't have to be like sharp or anything. You see? You see? Okay, I'm gonna do this eye in 3, 2, 1. Done! Not really. Okay, let me get some of the black shade because I'm not gonna wear a wing. I just want to darken this corner up to give us a little bit of You want to really keep it super close to the lash line. You see that difference? It's slight, but enough. You guys, when it comes to makeup, it's so much fun. Like, I never plan things out just because anytime you plan things out, they don't come out well, to tell you the truth. I mean, I try to plan my life out, but definitely not makeup look. What I want to do to make it look like a wing, because you know how much I love being a good wing, this makeup wipe and just clean it, make it super sharp. Well, as sharp as possible. The Q-tip also. Moving on. I need to put things to the side because my desk looks a mess. And I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. No. Next up is bronzer and blush. I love the Lumi bronzer. They're the best ones. I prefer way much more, and I think it's better than the matte ones. Remember the Lumi ones came out, I think, last year. I have this shade, Sun Chaser. Always like to warm up, you know? Lately, I've been just kind of dabbing, you know, being gentle, giving a little bit of love, not too much love. And because I don't have a big head, a big face, I've been putting the bronzer just like right here on the sides, avoiding my forehead, because look, I barely have any forehead space, which is cool with me, but you know, you gotta work with what you got. Do I have the bronzers? I do. I'm gonna use that too. I'm like, wait, I'm missing something here. And I'm gonna use the contour. This is gonna give us a little more shape. Add it right underneath, like right there. Actually, these are better. I can get onto my nose, a little more here. Yeah, I think I would choose this over this one. So again, I'm just gonna tap it. And just doubling up, you see, it makes it a little more intense. I kind of like that. I like to tap because I don't want to move everything I've put underneath, which is Halo Glow, primer, foundation, you know, all that jazz. And my nose is running. Does that ever happen to you guys? Your nose starts running as you're doing your makeup? I just have to go back. Oh yeah, okay, bronzer. And if you're like, wait, it looks too intense, you go back with your foundation brush. You know, makeup's always a back and forth, always. So with my sponge too, I like this sponge. It's really big. Blushes, I have these. This is more of a glow blush. I find that those are not as pigmented. You guys, I'm bringing out all of the e.l.f. makeup. I'm using the putty. This is Turks and Caicos. It's a little light, but we're just gonna add it right here. Okay, I'm liking this. If you want something more pigmented, like an actual cream blush, I would use this. This is more of a highlighter blush. It will give you just a little more color. It's more highlighting. Rosé, you slay. Just put it here and there. Then I'll get the same blush brush. You see, it just gives a little more color and highlight. We do have the highlighter underneath. So if you're like, wait, I don't want too much highlight, I would skip this highlighting blush. It's not a bad thing. I'm looking at my skin, I'm like, oh, I'm very highlighted. You already know I love this yellow color. I keep saying yeller. I said it in another video too. The yellow color corrector to correct the purples and blues that I have right here. Get it right in there. Okay, now let's blend this puppy out. Ooh, looking good, looking good. Now this concealer, you know what? Wait, because this concealer is super pigmented and it dries down fast, I'm gonna have to go with one eye first. I had to wet my Camo sponge because I like that it has this point here. You see how you can really get in there as opposed to this one is square. So we're gonna go here just a little bit because this thing is pigmented. Then I'll blend out with the brush. This is their concealer brush. Ooh, this concealer smells like Max Pot concealer. Get my concealer brush and clean up that eyeliner so it's super straight. And then with my sponge, let's tap here. And I'm moving quite quickly because, girl, this dries. I kind of like this concealer, although it dries fast. I really like the coverage. The hydrating concealer never worked out for me. It's too hydrating. It creases like crazy and it just never worked. But this one, actually, it feels like the MAC Paint Pot. Not Paint Pot, what is it called? I'll put a picture up here. That concealer, it's honestly one of my favorite freaking concealers. This concealer is giving me life and taking my ojeras away. Now my blush is looking a little light, so I'm gonna go back in with the glowy blush. Just add it on top. You already know how much I love these powder puffs from e.l.f. They're the best. I recently just purchased this Prime and Stay finishing powder. I don't know if it's a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one. It kind of looks it. So let's see. This one I bought on e.l.f.'s website. Oh, it may be. This is the shade Fairlight. Okay, so what I like to do is add a little bit here. Really press that in. I'm gonna press in the concealer, make sure it's not creasing. And I'm going to get this here and really press it in. See how it works. I hope it works well. I'm looking up and then like straight ahead. Okay, looks good. Very soft. I'm going to set the face with this pressed setting powder. I don't have a loose powder, so it's okay. And then I'm gonna press also the under eye area with this loose pressed powder, and I'm just setting on top of everything. Then with whatever remains, I'm gonna set the blush and the bronzer. My laugh lines are coming through. I like to do this and then set like that. Well, this powder is good. This setting powder. I really like loose powders. Does e.l.f. have a good loose powder that isn't glowy? A lot of you guys have told me to use their pink powder. I do know it's glowy, so I'm like, no. You guys know how it is with powders. They can't be glowy, else they don't set to the under eye area well. Let's go in with this bronzer palette. I'm gonna mix this and this one, set down what we already have here. This is kind of double setting because we just set with the powder, the pressed powder. I'm just pressing what I already had there. A blush palette. Let's use this pinky one here. Maybe this one too. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Once I set everything with the powders, if you're looking a little too intense, I feel like the blush is, but my blush is always a little too intense. You can always get foundation powder. Really work it in, especially in the center of the face. It's gonna blur and tame everything down. You can just press it in around. I do use a lot of powders because you guys know I do have oily skin. I like to use powders at the beginning just so I don't have to touch up throughout the day and the makeup really lasts all day long. If it's a little too much, you can press it in with this sponge. I'm gonna go with the Lash and Roll mascara and really get in here. You guys, I just realized I forgot to use the brightener. I'm gonna use it in another video super soon. I think it's a dupe for something, but I don't know. I don't want to say and jinx it. You'll see the video. It'll probably be the video after this one. Yeah, it'll be the video after this one. I really want to get in these lashes. Look, I have these lip liners. Thinking of doing like a red lip or a pink lip. I think I like this one. This is the shade, oh, hot pink. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna fill it in a little bit. I think I'm gonna fill my lips in completely. And I like doing this because it makes the lip product last a lot longer, especially because these lip liners are matte AF. I love the e.l.f. satin lipsticks. They don't have like a pink one. Well, I have the first 10 that they released, remember? And then like 2 weeks later, they released another set of 10. I never purchased those. So I have the first set and this is the shade Effortless. I could fuck with this. Yeah. Outline again because I like the lip liner pink a little bit better. It's brighter. I want it to stand out a little more. The last thing I want to use is the SPF setting spray. Let's shake it up. Let's shake it up. Because this is a glowy spray, it will accentuate your pores if you directly spray onto your face. So what I like to do is kind of do this and do one side at a time. That way my pores are not super accentuated. And I did a quick short of using this to glow up your face. And you see, it gives the skin such a beautiful glow and it gives you the sun protection. If you don't want to use that, you can always use the hydrating one. This you can use like all over. But we're like double sun protected here. Here, let me dry this down. Yep. This blush has a bit of a glow, so we can add a little bit here if you want to add a glow. I kind of didn't know where I was going with this makeup, but girl, I love it. It looks so good. Everything looks good. It looks high-end, you know. I absolutely love how the skin looks. Everything's laying so well. Everything builded well. No lie, you guys, I love building these two together. I just feel like the skin looks extra snatched, and it's nice to build because it reinforces the makeup and it helps it last longer, especially if you have oily skin, especially now it's summer, you're sweating, there's a lot going on with the skin. I drink a lot of water too, that creates hydration. So layering with thin layers is always the goal because that's what allows the makeup to lay nicely and last a long time. You won't be looking gastada, and I'm kind of liking this double whammy here. I didn't think you need it, but maybe you do. I mean, you don't need it. If you have it, use both. Cause look at these cheeks. Ooh, eyes are bomb. You guys know those little, I don't know where it is. I lost everything. My desk is a mess. I love these. These work well. I always use them. Like those are the palettes and shadows that I like from e.l.f. I don't really like their big palettes. I feel like they just are not as pigmented. Lip products are bomb. I wanted more of a pinker, hot pink, but it's okay. Powders are good. I'm really surprised. I forgot how good this is. It's setting the skin very nicely. Look, I just want to show you. Look how smooth everything looks. You don't see any texture, especially because I have a lot of glow products. Glow products in general are just going to accentuate any sort of texture, pores, anything you have on the skin, which is why a lot of times I stick to matte and powder. Today I'm like, let's play with makeup, let's get ready, let's get pretty, and here we are. I just loved everything. This concealer is bomb. It just dries really quick, so make sure you blend it out and you wear a really good eye cream concealer because it is matte. A matte concealer is not bad, but if you have super dry under eyes and you don't wear eye cream that's hydrating, it's gonna look a mess. It looks really good, but I can totally see that potential of it drying down too much. But the hydrating, I don't like it. Maybe if you mix both of those, it would be perfect. I really love this powder too to set. I thought it had a bit of a loomy, but it doesn't. It's straight up a matte pressed powder that is perfect to set and highlight the under eyes. So this is it, fam. Let me know your thoughts. I love a full face of one makeup. I love e.l.f. I think they do great makeup for the price point. They are quick with it. They dupe things out so fast. So I kind of appreciate that, because if you are not able to buy all the high-end makeup, you can still keep up and have a good makeup with e.l.f. e.l.f. is one of those brands I know and trust is gonna do a good makeup product. Not everything is perfect, but for the most part, they come out with great products for the price. And like, girl, gastada? No. But you know, I'm gonna do a wear test really quick. It's noon right now. I went to the gym, I did a hike, I did all that stuff, and I started a little bit later. What you think? What you think? I like it. I like it. I just have to show you how good the skin looks. It's been about 7 hours. Not too long, but long enough to show you, look, nothing's breaking apart. I reapplied my lipstick because, you know, girl e.l.f. is out here killing the game. I love it. Good makeup day. Like, bomb. And let me know, what is your favorite product from e.l.f? Is it here or the product I didn't use? Let me know. You guys know I love hearing what you guys got to say, because you guys' makeup be bomb too. You guys give me the best freaking suggestions. So yeah, this is it, fam. Thank you guys so much for always being here, supporting me, for suggesting video ideas. That really helps me. And I love you guys so much. I appreciate you so much. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, click the button right there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.